Based advanced SEO video, what I'd like to walk through is internal linking. I get this question a lot, and I'm really making this for a current client that has a lot of different pages that are local. They're localized to a top level, which is a national term. Then we have state, then we have city, and then we have supporting pieces of content. I want to make this very clear, all right? Because sometimes when we're explaining things, I might be giving you very helpful hints and explaining it in a local manner. However, these particular principles that we will be walking through can be implemented when thinking about maybe an affiliate site, a national site, and of course, local sites. All right. I just want to make that distinction. All right. So, with that being said, I am Chris Palmer with chrispalmermarketing.com. And what we're going to talk about today is internal linking. So, let's go ahead and hop into this. It should be a great conversation. And I don't want to waste too much time here. So let's hop right into here. And I've already laid out some pages here. All right. Now, I want to note that what we're going to focus on is building out silos. You could look at this any way you want. Now, when I think about this, because I'm a visual person, right? And I'm sure you are too, maybe, perhaps, I don't know. But when I'm looking at a website, we have top level, very important, right? We have our homepage, our root domain, which is in this case going to be website.com. The term that I'm going to be siloing down, all right, starting with a national keyword. So we want to hit the entire United States with this, all right? The term that we're going to be focusing on here is truck accident lawyer. Now, I have a website.com. My top level page is truck accident lawyer. I would love for this to show up everywhere, but I also have a practice that is going to be able to help people with their truck accidents in places such as Texas. We might do Florida. We might do California. We could do Oklahoma. Doesn't matter. But next in our list is a city page. All right. So can you see how we're siloing this down? So next we have a city page, which in this case, we're going to focus on Austin, but this could be the largest city in Texas. Maybe it's Houston. Okay. But it could be any number of cities that you want. The next element on this page here, as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 5 levels deep now. All right. Technically 4 levels deep. Next is our supporting piece of content. All right. Now, you have a couple of options here when we're talking about supporting pieces of content. All right. When we're talking about supporting pieces of content, we need to make a distinction between the different types of content. In my humble opinion, there's either commercial intent keywords. Okay. So we have commercial intent, right? So this is a buy keyword, or we have informational intent keywords. Okay. And this is going to be information. So this could be information about any topic, but in this case, we're going to talk about truck accident lawyers. Okay. Now, why I don't like to have an overwhelming amount of different pages that are going to be talking about information when we're a commercial-based business, we're focused on commercial keywords. We're not in the business to have a blog. We're in business to offer our services to our customers. Okay. Now, what I want to state here is if I build a overwhelming amount, all right, so I've gone over the 50 or 60% threshold of my overall content is going to be informational based. What I have seen happen on local websites, national websites, is if I have an overwhelming amount of pages that end up getting indexed and end up getting traffic that are informational based, then my informational query keywords start to rank a lot higher and my commercial intent keywords start to rank lower. This is a massive problem. So people that I've worked with in the past, they'll start cranking out articles, tons of them. And yeah, their traffic's going up, but their conversions are starting to go down. Why? Because they're losing position because Google starts rewarding you with traffic, right? And I want to point this out. When you do proper optimization and you create your pages, the reward for doing a good job is traffic. Okay. If the majority of the traffic is for informational keywords, what does that mean that Google thinks your site's about? Right? When you go inside a search console and you look at the keywords that Google's rewarding you for, what does that tell you? Well, if Google's rewarding me for these keywords, that's what Google thinks my site's about. If Google's rewarding me with a majority of informational-based queries, and that's where all my traffic's coming from, what do you think Google thinks the site's about? Information. So this is where you start to get a little bit of a problem, all right? And here's why. We're going to start laying out structure here, but bear with me here. I want to give a full explanation. It would make complete logical sense if we were going to start making supporting pieces of content, we would want to make them at each level. But where the problem ensues is if we get away from the who, what, when, why, where questions, like who is the best truck accident lawyer to call? When should I call the best truck accident lawyer? How do I process a truck accident case? Why do I need a truck accident lawyer? Who, what, and then who's the best? What do I do? Why should I do it? How do I do it? And where is the best place to get started? Once we have those essential questions, the phrases might be different, but that's really, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to answer. Who, what, when, why, where. That's it. Now, when we start talking about supporting pieces of content, I talk to business owners all the time. They want to make supporting pieces of content at this level, and at this level. And what ends up happening is I get an overarching amount of supporting pieces of content, informational content, that sways the overall presence of the website into an informational website. And it takes us away from the overall goal that it's going to be that we want to sell service. Okay. Now, I want to talk about this. The reason why I've laid this silo out in this fashion is because who I'm explaining this to has a website that targets multiple states, multiple cities. All right. If you're only operating in one state, then you could have your top level page and then start doing cities. Okay. I just want to make that distinction. All right. So here's what I like to do. All right. You can make supporting pieces of content at this level. You can answer the questions like, who is the best truck accident lawyer? I'm just throwing these out here. I didn't do the research. I'm just throwing these out here, okay? So let's not be too particular. I'm just throwing this out here just so I can make a point and explain this, okay? Truck accident lawyer, Texas. So the informational piece would be, what would be the best truck accident lawyer, Texas? Who's the best truck accident lawyer, Texas? Where to find the best truck accident lawyer, Texas? Now I have 3 pieces of supporting content talking about truck accident lawyers in Texas. Right? Right. Then I come down and I start having my city pages. Okay. I'm going to hit the top 10, top 20, maybe even 30, depending on the state, cities that have 50,000 people in them or more. Sometimes if you're in a smaller area, you might want to go smaller, but generally for this person that we're dealing with, it's going to be 50K or better. So in the case of Texas, there's 40 different cities that have more than 50,000 people. I think 48,000 or better. I think there's 40 cities, tons of people there, right? So that's a lot of content. So we don't get things too muddy. I like to just answer the questions that are going to be generic, generally, like the who, what, when, why, where, or what's going to make sense for that particular head term, the top level term. All right. Now, this is an internal linking video, so I don't want to get too far lost on content types and when to do it and why to do it and where to do it. I want to talk about internal linking. All right. Most notably. So let's talk about this. Let's just say, all right, that we're going to stick with the generic. All right. We don't necessarily want this. Okay. But we do want to have our supporting pieces of content. Okay. So we have our supporting pieces of content, such as Yeah. Best truck accident lawyer. Okay. Let's just say that that's a supporting piece of content. It's supporting truck accident lawyer and it's supporting Texas. Now, this would have to be best truck accident lawyers in Texas. Okay. So we have our supporting pieces here. And now let's talk about a supporting piece of content here. Okay. Bear with me. I got to draw these out. Okay. So stick with me here. Give me one little second here. All right. Control C. Text, Control V. Okay. So now what we're going to talk about. Okay. All right. Now, this is a supporting piece of content. It's farther in the structure, right? It's supporting the Austin page. If I want to support the state page, I built out my state page. Okay. I hope this is making sense. All right. I'm building out supporting pieces of content based on state, and I'm building out supporting pieces of content based on a specific location. If that location has more than 50,000 people, and I've built out a city page, it's going to make sense to answer those questions. The who, what, when, why, where questions. There might be better ones, very seldom, but generally if you come into SEMrush, let's just say, we're looking at the keyword magic tool. Here, let's look at this together. So we have a head term of, let's say, truck accident lawyer. Okay. If the head term is truck accident lawyer, if I go to questions that need to be answered, okay, you could write a million articles about this and you could hit every variation that you want, but it's going to get muddy. How many questions are there that actually have some type of volume? Probably not that many. So look at this is a huge term. I just want to point that out to you. I see that all the time. You'll have a huge head term. You're creating all these pieces of content that get there's no equity. There's no value. What's the point? To build some mystical topical relevance that doesn't even exist. What's the goal? Do I want to crank out a bunch of pages and produce topical relevance for a topic that actually doesn't exist? Or do I want to rank the flipping page? I want to rank the page. So I always design the sites like that. You can do it any way that you would like. Let's move on. I digress. All right. Now, how would we put this into action? How would we actually internally link this, right? So let's talk about that right now. So let's come over here. Let's go into enhance linked items. So let's talk about a page, okay? Let's say we have a page of content. All of our top level items go inside of the main header navigation, and all of our top level items, pages, go into our footer navigation. Cities and states are not going to go in there if I'm going to be doing more than one, or maybe two might look okay. But usually if I have more than one, no, I'm going to list out the top level pages. Why? Because I want to increase the overall amount of internal links going to the top level pages. Why? Because I want to tell Google that this page is more important than this page and this page and this page and this page. And this is also the reason why you'll build out all these pages. You think you got your internal linking done. You think you've done everything right. And you go and you look at a city or a location or a service and your homepage is ranking. Want to know why? Because you've built all your citations, all your directories, all your press releases, all of your external links in to the homepage. And on top of that, every single page is internally linked back to that homepage. Better yet, a lot of times, not only will people do all of the external links in, but they'll also go in to their header and in their footer and put a thing that says home and internally link it across the entire site, and then wonder why their location pages aren't ranking in their home pages. The reason is because you're screaming to Google how important that homepage is. Well, we want to do the same exact thing, but we want to do it for our top level pages. And here's what I mean by this. So right now we're talking about a truck accident lawyer, right? But this truck accident lawyer does more than truck accidents, right? They do things like they have the About Us, okay? They have other pages that are going to be like Meet the Team, okay? They have pages, all right? Now I'm showing you top level menu here. They have Meet the Team. They have About Us. They have a Contact Us, okay? I probably spelled that wrong. I did. Contact. Missed an A. Contact Us. And then let's say they have practice areas. Okay, let's say they have practice areas. And under practice areas, they're going to have listed in a drop down, I'm assuming a drop down, something like this. They're going to have personal injury, right? Come on, Google, or what is this? This is Microsoft Whiteboard. Let's go here. They're going to have personal injury. Okay. They're going to have truck accident lawyer. They're going to have, they're going to have personal injury lawyer. Well, the pages are probably optimized around lawyer and attorney, but we're going to say lawyer. So personal injury lawyer, truck accident lawyer, Uber accident lawyer. Okay. Then we're going to have Lyft accident lawyer. Okay. We're going to have bus accident. I'll do one more lawyer. Okay. And then we're going to have, I don't know, train wreck accident lawyer. I really don't know. But I assume that's probably one lawyer. Okay. So now this is our drop down. Think of this. This is our header navigation. These are top level pages. Chris, what do you mean by top level page? What I mean by top level page is this right here. Website.com/practice area. It doesn't matter. It could be website.com/power washing. Website.com/chiropractor. Website.com doesn't matter. Pick whatever you want. Bam. Main location could be main location if you're only in one state or you're only practicing in one city, or it could be top level page. I'm targeting the keyword. Okay. In this case, it's going to be a truck accident lawyer. This is a top level page, or it could say personal injury lawyer, or it could say Uber accident lawyer. It could say whatever you want. This is a top level page that's internally linked across the entire website in the head. Okay. So that takes care of our internal linking to our top level pages. Bam, one time across the site. So right now we're at a really good place screaming to Google, hey, these pages are important, baby. Yes, because they are. Now the same exact thing, literally the same exact thing, okay? This right here. We're going to copy it. See this? Control C. We come down here. Paste. I move this down here. Look at this. We're starting to build a page here, okay? Let's take a look at this. Oh, we forgot to get the accent. Do this. Control C. All right, this is a stream. I'm gonna have to edit this video later, but we're building out the explanation together. All right, Control V. Okay. And what is this? This is a drop down. So now what have I done? I've internally linked in the header to all the top level pages, my personal injury, my truck accident, my car accident, my DUI, whatever. Okay. Power washer, whatever you do, doesn't matter. Now I'm internally linked site-wide in the header, and I'm internally linked site-wide in the footer. Now I have two links going to the top level pages. Yes. Right? Right. So now this is site-wide. Now let's start talking about internal linking inside of the actual articles that we're writing. Okay. So now let's go to this page right here. We're inside of the truck. We're in the truck accident lawyer silo. Okay. You can exchange these words for whatever is relevant for you. Okay. Because I get questions all the time. Hey, can I do this for a chiro? Can I do this? Yes, definitely. Definitely. Doesn't matter. We're in the truck accident lawyer silo. All right. So now I'm in the silo. On the top level page, on this page right here, I do not want to see any internal links pointing out to any of these flipping pages right here. Zero, zilch, none, zip, nothing. However, I do want an external link pointing at a authority source. So if you're naming out statistics, if you're naming out a government, a .edu, a state certification, something authoritative, most notably, don't pick Wiki. Could be Wiki. I try not to pick Wiki because that's what everybody does. I feel it's like lazy. That's just my own little thing. Something, if you're stating a fact, I try to find a fact that hasn't been stated before. Why? Because the query deserves diversity. That's why. And generally, you'll get rewarded for having things that are slightly different. So we want to mask and mirror, but we don't want to mask and mirror everything. We need to have uniqueness in order to show value to the SERP. Okay. So when we're quoting something and we're showing value to our end user, which is why we're externally linking, we want to make sure that that's unique. Most people are just going to follow what everyone else is doing. I highly recommend find something different to link to, but make sure it's an authority source. Somebody's probably linking there, but it's very low than say a Wikipedia or you just go to the top.gov site. All right. Steer clear of that. Okay. So on this page, we have an external outbound link going to an authority source. We are internally linked to all of our other top level pages. Okay. And inside of the body content, I don't want to see any other links. And here's why. Because if I ever have to change anything, it is such a pain in the butt to go to words like this and highlight them and take the link away or go into code individually and have to change them, right? Now, what I do like to see in order for speed, execution, internal linking, all right, just for speed and ease and scalability, I love to see internal linking inside of a sidebar or what I like to call a secondary footer. Now, when I'm on my top level page, I'm not going to internally link all the way down through all of the assets, but I am going to link to my other state level pages that have to do with truck accidents only. So a lot of times too, what I'll see is you'll either make I like to make my jump links up at the top. All right. So this is so I can navigate through, because we're talking about internal linking. Jump links are still a form of internal linking, and A tags matter for optimization. I cannot stress this enough to you. The amount of A tags on that page flippin' matters. I assure you of it. What matters more is how many optimized A tags do you have on that page. So one of the fastest ways in order for me to hit that optimization level is to have the optimized zones, the A tags. I like to make those jump links. Why is that? Because I can put keywords, LSIs, entities, exacts, variations inside of those jump links, and it's helpful for the user. That's the most important thing, right? That's the only reason why we would add it, right? No, it's so I can get the count. That's why. So I like my jump links up at the top. And let's start forming this page. So we have our header, right? So we're site-wide linked. We have our footer, site-wide linked. Okay. Right here in our sidebar, what are we linking to? On the top level page, we're talking about the top level page here. We're going to list out our states. So we do truck accident lawyer in Texas, truck accident lawyer in Omaha, truck accident lawyer in Florida, truck accident lawyer California, truck accident lawyer state. Excellent. Okay. This is perfectly fine. Now, inside of the body text, okay, so this is the body text. Inside of the body text, we have one external outbound link going to an authority source. If you are quoting or referencing more than one authoritative source, then yes, link out to it. And then to the question of should I make it follow, no follow, there is zero reason why you on your site as a webmaster should give a directive to the search engine that you do not trust a link that's on your site. If you don't trust it, it shouldn't be on your site. Okay? Dude, you're not holding in juice. You can hold an internal flow, but that's how the web works. Like, generally people follow their image links, they follow comments, they follow stuff that they don't trust. This is a directive directly from you to the search engine. Okay? If you're gonna link out, give them the link, man. Like, come on. All right. What? Why are you barking, Hayes? Go lay down somewhere. All right. Next, what do we want to talk about? Next, what we're going to take a look at here is so we're on the Texas page, okay? Now, let's talk about this page right here. So when we're on the Texas page, what are we linking to? Well, on the Texas page, we want to link up. So inside of our sidebar or our secondary footer, we want to include a link to our truck accident page. So yes, this means when you're making your silo, you're going to need to create multiple menus in order to alleviate any trouble that you might have to run into later. Now, why is that? Because if I'm making a sidebar, okay, or I'm making a secondary, you can make an element, but they're going to have to be unique. Now, for me personally, this is up to you. If you want to highlight words in the body text and do them one at a time, by all means, go for it. For me, I like to just because I already have the pages. It's so much easier just to create another menu, add it into a section. If I need to remove something, I remove it, I 410 it, or I 301 it. It's a done deal. If I have to go back and edit each of the pages on each of the texts, I might miss something. I don't know if you've ever ran into this at scale when you have a lot of cities, a lot of pages, a lot of supporting pages. Trust me, when you've made a silo and you've linked from inside the body text, it's a lot of work to go back and clean up that mess. Like, what would you rather do? Go to 5 separate pages or 6 or 10 separate pages and find everywhere you linked and remove that link? Or would you rather just go in and edit a menu? Yes, it's more work up front and it's a pain in the butt. But if you ever have to go back or if you ever have to edit anything, I assure you it's a lot easier this way. And on top of that, I don't need to worry about retyping. Whatever the name of the page is, or whatever's in the slug generally, this is what we're going to utilize for anchor text. Now I have my exact match anchor text in the sidebar linking to a page that's hyper relevant that's to the silo. It's less work, it's better, it's cleaner, it's faster. I like it better. This is just me, my opinion. You can do whatever you want. Okay. So now we're in our silo. We have our truck accident lawyer page. On the truck accident lawyer page, there could be a sidebar linking down. We're going to go to our state level pages. On our state page, let's just say we're on the Texas state page. On that state page, we're going to link up. And if we've made any state level supporting pages, we're going to link off to the supporting pieces of content. Okay. If we're on the Texas Austin page, what do we link to? We link to any Texas, because what are we supporting? We're supporting the Texas truck accident pages and the Texas truck accident informational pages. That's what the city pages are doing. They're supporting the state, and the state is supporting the primary. And all of the state in Texas, the state pages and the supporting pages, they link to each other. All of the city and the state pages inside of Texas, they link to each other. When we're talking about all of the supporting pages for Texas, they all link to each other, but at the top of every menu that you create is the truck accident lawyer page, no matter what. Because I'll share this with you. No matter what. And here's why. You're probably like, well, wait a minute. If I have all the states listed, that could be a problem. States are entities. And I assure you, if you get those entities in that page is going to be really optimized. States are entities, dude. Like you go look at this term specifically, go look at the winner right now nationally. I guarantee you go check that source code. He's got Omaha, Mississippi. Every entity and its brother is in that source code. I wonder if that's a coincidence. I don't know. Probably not. All right. How do you feel about NitroPack? I don't like NitroPack. I said that live. I don't like it. I think it's a fake metric. I think WP Rocket's better. Sorry, this is a client. I do not like NitroPack. I like WP Rocket. NitroPack spoofs the core web vital metrics. WP Rocket minifies and changes code. That's the difference. One spoofs the metric, the other one actually changes code. I don't know if NitroPack is updated. I don't know. I never gave him a second chance. I could be wrong. I might be. I don't know. If I am, then I take it back. But I've always rocked with WP Rocket. I should ask you guys. I'm sorry. I always forget, like, hey, Chris, you're not just talking to yourself here. We're talking to other people. I'm so sorry. Do you guys have any questions? Is there a piece that I need to explain better, or should I wrap it up so there's not as much monologue? I'm so sorry. I do that all the time. You guys probably never notice, or maybe you do. You know, I'm ranting, but I'm really like I'm talking. I'm explaining to myself. Like, does this make sense to you, Chris? Like this, I'm explaining it so you understand and so I understand. And if I say something and I'm like, I want to say that a little better, I just say it. You know. So that's why people say, oh, why do you repeat yourself multiple times? That's the reason why. Because I need it to make sense to me. This was automation link building TUT. No. Hey, Chris, long time. Amazing. Good to see you, Kazi. Hand pink waving. I don't know what that means. Why only over 50K? Just for this instance. We're talking about, it's like a truck accident lawyer. They want to hit different areas. The first iteration is going to focus on 50K or better cities. If you want to keep going smaller, you can. I was just using that as a hypothetical number, really. And then, hey, everyone, my son changed my profile to a dinosaur. I can confirm I am not a child. Okay, Matthew. Dude, dinosaurs are awesome. But I updated my list. That's why this is here. I was like, wait, why is this here? Why is my link list here? Yeah, we updated our list, by the way. I sent out an email. All right. So if there isn't a link in the body, it doesn't matter. So if you're utilizing a secondary footer, that's technically in the body section or in the HTML in the body. Or if you're using a sidebar, that's still counted as body. So no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to actually be in the actual text. We can have our links on the side or in a secondary footer. And that's, I'm rebuilding out another site for myself. So I'm going to show, I've been lackadaisy on my current one. Somebody decided to blast my site with a whole bunch of stuff. I actually got a message. I won't even go into that, but yeah, I'm redoing it. We're going to, we'll lay that out for everybody. Let me just make sure that we have everybody on path here. So I'm hoping that this is making sense. So Catherine, let me lay this out for you. So what I would do And then even if we want to be lazy, right? If we wanted to be, all right. If we want to be completely lazy, I don't know why we would want to be. Like we can make one running sidebar. Like it's probably going to look spammy as heck, but anything that's truck accident lawyer related, this is where I would put, that's what I would have in that sidebar. Even if we need to have two separate, like if we need to use a secondary footer and a sidebar, not only will that jack up our internal links, but that could be very, very useful as well. Like we could list the cities that we want to target and the states that we want to target. So we could have states here and cities here. And then when we start getting into our location pages or our supporting pieces of content, we could have the same sidebar. We could have all of our states listed, and then we could have all of our cities listed if you wanted to. But that's the objective here. Like, it doesn't matter what you link to, as long as it's in this silo right here. As long as it's this silo. So I don't know how if I've explained this well enough. I hope that I have. Like all of these pages, in my humble opinion, anything that's in the Texas silo, all of this stuff can internally link. Texas can link to Austin. It can link to Houston. It can link to whatever you want that's Texas related. They can all internally link to each other and point to the truck accident lawyer page. That is fine. But at no time, if I come over here and I have this, let's just say I have this. Let's keep going here. All right. Here, give me this. This right here. All right. Control C. Now, let's say I do this. Give me this. Yep, that. This thing's torturing me, huh? All right, let's get rid of this stuff. All right, I got to go and do something. All right, now. So now let's just say that this is a new silo, okay? So we're still talking about truck accident, but now let's say that we have gone into Pennsylvania, okay? So now this is Pennsylvania, and then this is how about, I don't know, Philadelphia. All right, probably spelled that wrong, but I really don't care. And then let's say that this right here is this, okay? Control C. All right, just so I can finish this off here. Control V. So, and then we're going to have 10 ways to find a truck accident lawyer. Okay. Fine, let's just call it that. Best ways to find a truck accident lawyer. So this silo here is now we're talking about Pennsylvania. So now we have the same exact structure. See how this right here is Texas. Now we have Texas, Austin, and then we're doing our supporting pieces of content based on Texas truck accident lawyers. Okay. Now what we can do is we can start coming into our, let's do Pennsylvania now. So if I'm building out, I have a brand new sidebar, maybe even a secondary footer. It's up to you if you want to do two, but that sidebar now is only relevant to truck accident lawyers in Pennsylvania. So if I'm building out my page, I still have the same exact thing going on. So I have my web page. Up at the top, I'm internally linked to all my top level services. What are top level services? personal injury, truck accident, Uber, Lyft, bus, train, whatever you do, that's linked in the header, probably in a mega menu and a drop down. Excellent. Footer, same exact thing. All right. I'm internally linked site wide where? To the top level pages. All right. The most important pages. All right. Now, so this is my header. This is my footer. Okay. Body content, we're talking about, now we're on the Pennsylvania page. So when I go to Pennsylvania, this right here is body content. This right here is our external link going out, okay, to an authority source, probably a statistic. You might even have two going out. Great. Right here now we've made a sidebar menu that's hyper specific for Pennsylvania, okay? Inside of this menu right here, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about truck accident lawyers in Pennsylvania, okay? So we're going to have that link in the menu. Pennsylvania truck accident lawyer, check. We're going to have our Philadelphia truck accident lawyer. We're going to have Carbondale. We're going to have Allentown. We're going to have Reading. We're going to have, I can't even think of any other places in PA, and I live here. This is at the state level. I'm talking about all of the different cities that we practice truck accident law in, okay? Now, when I come down into this particular area right here, let's say that now we're in the Philadelphia. When I'm in Philadelphia, any supporting content that I have created in order to support either, if you've only done state level, then put the state level. If you're doing supporting content for each of the cities, which is madness, by the way, but if you decide to, then I'm only going to put that supporting pieces of content in there, but I'm linking up to the main state and the top level page. All right. So let's say I'm in this level. All right. Let's stay right here. Let's say I'm in the Philadelphia level. All right. If I'm on the Philadelphia page, what's inside of that? So what's inside my internal linking bar? Let's just call it that. It's a sidebar. Let's call it an internal linking bar. What do I put in there? I'm going to put any supporting pieces of content that have to do with Philadelphia, all right, that have to do with truck accident law only in Philadelphia. I'm going to have my website.com/truck accident lawyer /Pennsylvania page in there. And then, of course, I'm going to have my top level page, my website.com/truck accident lawyer. That's going to be at the top. Then I'm going to list the state. Then I'm going to list the city that I'm in, any supporting pieces of content. Done. I'm going to put whatever's in that Pennsylvania silo right there. You could look at it as making state level silos, whatever you want. But no matter what sidebar you create, that top level page is always in there. So this way, no matter how many state pages you make, no matter how many city pages you make, and no matter how many supporting pieces of content you make, no matter what, my top level pages are going to be linked there. No matter what, the top level page is in there. Every single page that has to do with truck accidents, it's hyper relevant. I'm not building depth with info content. I'm building depth with commercial intent content. It's the same thing, but instead of being rewarded with a whole boatload of traffic that never converts, I'm only getting rewarded with traffic that can make us money. That's it. That's the difference. Just saying, this is how I would do it. You can build depth of idea or topic with commercial intent. I don't need to build depth on info. The only thing that's going to do is make Google think that you're an info site. That's it. If you want to build depth, target more areas. You still need supporting content. Why? Because if I'm an authority, I still need to answer the most common questions. Who, what, when, why, where. I have to answer these questions. All right. And then please note, states are entities. Why do we target states? Why do we want that in our structure? They're a freaking entity. It makes me relevant. I hope this makes sense. I appreciate your time today. If you have any questions, go ahead and toss them in. I'll use the lab. Go ahead and toss any questions that you want. I'll answer any questions that you have. I have to do a page for somebody. It's also Friday. My birthday is in 4 days. I'm celebrating this weekend, so I'm going away for the weekend. So I got to do as much work as I can today so I can take off Saturday, Sunday, because I don't want to do any work this weekend. Zero, zilch, nothing. So put your questions in. I'll answer any questions that you have. I'll be right back. I have to use the lavatory. If you don't have any questions, thank you for your time. But I'll come back, answer questions. That's my job. I'll be right back. Oh, and this is one way of doing it. It's not the only way of doing it. I think that this is one of the optimal ways of doing it. But here, let me point this out for you guys. Come on out here to this SERP. I'll show you guys something. Guys and gals. It's not a guy-girl thing. You ever see that movie, Moana? There's this guy, Maui. And that's where I got that from. I really like that movie. I know it's a children's movie, but I enjoy it immensely. Here, check this out. Now, this guy just internally links everything. I may or may not know this gentleman, but all right, come on out here to DUI Attorney Los Angeles. This may be one of the most difficult SERPs there are, okay? So this is why I want to point this out. So let's come on over here to this guy's page right here. I know he's being beat by Justia. Justia is a huge directory, okay? But this guy or gal, might actually be a gal. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't know. But what he does is he'll have his top level, all right? He's targeting LA, and then he lists out all of the cities, okay? Which are all A tags. Now take a look at this. Each one of these elements, these are the jump links to inside of the content, okay? This is so, and on top of it, there's another site. So these are A tags. Remember, A tags or hot links inside of the patent are counted differently, okay? And just because a link doesn't go off the page or to another page doesn't mean it's not counted. An A tag is an A tag. And if you start taking a look down this list and you start looking at these, what you'll quickly come to understand is that a lot of these words are LSI and entity type keywords. All right. This is very well done. Very, very, very well done. All right. And then here's what's even more fun. Take a look. So 29 headers. So he's edited that. I wonder why. Let's take a look at this. That's very intriguing. So he had to make an edit. I don't know why he would have did that, but he did. But anyway, let's keep looking. All right. DUI, so he's going to state level inside of the text. See, I would not want to have to clean this up. Is he going all state level? All right, so he's linking to the supporting pieces of content throughout. But what I'm pointing out here is all of the A tags that are on the page, check. He has all of the counties, I believe counties, or is it cities? I believe it's cities, yeah. So we have all of the cities. Then we link to supporting content. See, I would have made a secondary menu in case I had to clean this up. And this is what I'm talking about. If I had to go through and edit each one of these, because whether it's WordPress or a static website, he has to go through, if anything changes, he has to go through these one by one, each one of these, and fix each one. But these are going to they're going to supporting pieces of content. So he's internally linking up and down. The only thing that I'm showing you different is I would do this with either a sidebar or create a secondary menu. This right here is a secondary menu or a secondary footer. And all this is body text. This is the footer. So header and footer are counted differently than body. Anything that's in the body has more weight, right? So it's more optimized than the header and the footer. The next most important thing is the header. And I'm basing this directly off of testing from my good friend Kyle Roof. So I'm not pulling this out of the air. They sat and they tested this. You know, like they wanted to figure out, well, is it more important to link from here or over here, right? I ran the same exact test in my group. It's still the same. So, but I got the idea from Kyle. So there you go. All right, let me answer your questions if you have any. And before I have to run. Hey everyone, my son changed. Okay. So if there isn't a link in the body, it doesn't matter. Well, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It could be in the sidebar. It could be in the secondary. It doesn't have to be in the text. Now, when I'm getting a external link, okay, and I'm getting it in, I do feel that the surrounding text makes a difference. And I do feel the context of the article makes a difference to the propensity for that link to be clicked and the power of that link, okay? So I do feel that the overall text around a backlink coming in, that does matter. But when I'm talking about internally linking on the website, no, I'm not going to be overly concerned with that. Any benefit that I might get from the surrounding text is outweighed by the work that would have to be done if I ever had to clean up that mess. I'd much rather use sidebars or menus of some sort. I want to point this out too. When we're using menus, make sure you're adding that schema to the page and make sure you're naming that stuff. You get a double whammy on the entities and the keywords that are being utilized. All right. Overall HTML density matters. Okay. I like this. I have seen this before with the sidebar links like that and they rank. Yes, they do. Please show us a live example. Dude, there's lots. There's a live example I showed you with jump links. How would you build out the state page as in the body content? Just normal state-based content. How would I build out the state page as in the body content? Just normal state-based content? Well, it's still going to be centralized around the term, but it's going to be geo-modified to state. Just like you would build out a location page, it's still a location page. So I have my personal injury page, and then I'm going to build out a state level. I want to target the state term. I'm just going to geo-modify it around state. I would focus on that being as unique as possible if it's in the budget. Like if you can afford to make unique across the board, I would go unique. If you want to skimp and save money, then yeah, you could technically spin it out if you wanted to. Like I could take the personal injury page and then I could geo-modify it to make it state, and then I could take that same page and geo-modify it to make cities. You could do that and get away with it, but you're going to run into some issues, right? On some pages, not all pages. You can do that, but it's not optimal to do that, okay? And how does this work with our traffic talk yesterday? Just the relevance. Okay, wait. How would you build out the state page as in the body content? Okay, so we talked about that. And how does this work with our traffic talk yesterday? Just the relevance. How does this... So if I'm assuming that what you mean by it is this. So let's say I were to... I want to start getting some traffic into the page. I would assume that if you're building out a state page and you're building out your city pages, this is also where you're going to be building your links to, right? And if we're building links to each of the pages, which we should be, that means we're probably utilizing some sort of maybe PR or maybe a web 2, maybe even a guest post. These articles should rank in the top 3 to 4 pages. And when they do, you can utilize your microworkers or a tool if you want to in order to do a keyword focused search. So this means I would be searching for something like personal injury lawyers, Oklahoma. All right. Produce a press release. It ranks page 4. I sign up with a microworker or a bot and I say, okay, I'm going to search up to page 5. We're looking for this particular article. We click the article, go to the article, go from the article to the page. All right. Now we have referral traffic, and that in that session, the session is based on a specific keyword plus state. So that means that referral in that session started with, hey, I was looking for a lawyer in Oklahoma. I found a relevant link, right, on the web in the same session, and it brought me to this page where I then closed out the session. I found my answer. Super positive signal to Google that, hey, this person was able to find their answer on whatever website that it stopped the session on. That's how you run traffic. No matter what, we want to initiate a query, right? Like you can run direct or you can run a search. Like you could just put in, say, personal injury lawyer, Oklahoma, and you could just go right to the page. And yes, a percentage of the traffic you want to land that way. Definitely. But it's very likely that if you look at top performers, they have 20, maybe 25% of their traffic is coming from some type of referral. We want to also send that type of traffic as well. All right. Just make sure that in the session ends. Make sure that flipping session ends on your site. It needs to initiate on Google. You need to have a query. Start the query, type it in, search the results, go to the page that you want to see, your page, and end that session right there. You've been satisfied. Google did its job. And what does Google do? Google says, wow, hey, Googlers, this is a good page. Give it a little boost. The problem with that, though, is once you get on that gravy train, you generally got to keep that flow rolling. And that's why I know this isn't a traffic talk, however, but that's why, yes, you can send a boatload of traffic to a page and get a lift. But the problem is as soon as you shut off that boatload of traffic, the page is going to drop probably worse than it was. So that's why you want to be very, very selective on the amount of traffic that you're sending into a page. What I like to do is SEMrush or whatever you're using, search for the keyword grouping, right? Find your keyword grouping. So let's say it's personal injury. So that means it's personal injury, personal injuries, personal injury attorney, personal injury lawyer, personal injury lawyers, personal injury attorneys. Get that grouping. Go to the leading competition, the number 1, number 2 guy, and figure out on those terms, those specific terms, how much traffic is coming in on those terms only. And that's how you differentiate exactly how much you need to start sending in based on a specific keyword. You can't look at the overall volume and then be like, all right, I'm going to run an amount in. Nah, it's got to be a little bit more precise. I know the tools aren't precise, but you have to calculate. You got to get as close as you can is all I'm getting at. All right. How would you build out? And then two, like, if you're running micro workers, like, dude, I don't know if you guys know this. Like I told guys in my group, but if you're over here running campaigns on micro workers, all right, I think I have, oh man, I'm out of Red Bull. Killing me. Give me a second here. If you're coming in here and you're running campaigns, okay? Which one am I in? I am in. Okay, I'm in. Okay, I could use this. If I'm in here, okay, dude, like you can be selective. You can come inside of here and set up your campaign. Like you can exile. I forgot. I got to walk through the whole thing, but you can buy 200 and then limit the amount of workers per day. Like you could send 5 a day. So you buy 200, whatever the campaign is for the month, okay, based on one keyword, and then you can section it by the day, okay? This is a new account for me, so I think there's only a couple $100 in here. But yeah. Okay. So that's that. How does this work with our traffic? Okay. Can home-based company rank in the 3-pack with a hidden address? Mark, yes and no. It depends on the area. So if you're a home-based company, I'm assuming you're doing something like, I don't know. We buy houses. And then you want to hit Pearland, Texas. Let's just say we buy houses. Okay. So we have a locational SERP. That means that they're throwing this out. So do I think that you could get into this SERP while hiding your address? Yes, you could. And how do I know this? Because Google's rewarding 2 sites, 2 things that are hiding the address. Okay. So that's based upon what Google is rewarding in the area that you're targeting. Can a company rank in the 3-pack with a hidden office address at home? The same exact factor applies. Is Google rewarding that? Is the majority of the businesses that are being shown in that industry, in that niche, in that area hiding address? Then yeah, you could get it off. Now, if the majority are showing the address, then the probability is very low. Okay. Red pin on maps does not show up for business for one of its services. What are the potential causes? Red pin doesn't show up if you're hiding the address. If it's a service-based business, you're not going to get a pin. You have to allow visitors to come to the address. And Pop, I can personally vouch for this. Yes. There you go. All right, guys and gals. That's all the questions for today. My objective right now is I need to set up my new PR service, and I am setting up a new done-for-you Google Maps service. All right. So complete, since 25 people are here, complete done-for-you maps. So what does that mean? Google Maps optimization. So we'll optimize the profile and the products, take care of the services, all the categories, get the logos in there, take care of all the optimization. Next step is daily posting. We'll set up the daily posting for you. The only thing we'll ask is for photos, or we'll just use generic photos based upon each of the services that you provide. The next thing that we'll take care of, if you want it, is we can take care of reputation management. So it's going to be optimization, posting, and reputation management. Done. And we'll do all the tracking and the reporting based on, I worked out a deal with the gentleman at Local Viking. So him and I have an agreement, so we could do all the reporting right through there. Super cool dude. And then on top of that, I've worked out an agreement with the good folks at Magic PR. So we'll be offering gold packages at a Chris Palmer rate. So that'll be really cool. I'm glad to make connections with these guys, man. Super happy to be able to work with other people and offer really, really good services for a fair price. So, yeah, I got to add those 2 new services. So tracking and premium press releases. So you could check those out at services.chrispalmermarketing.com. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, you could ask in the section below. Many blessings, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Hey, Pop, give me a call, please.